as you may have heard, is a lady who spent 94 days living with 22 other housemates in Big Brother 8. She survived Samantha and Brian, Ziggy and Chanel, and she even got over that Charlie problem, the Charlie Uchia problem. So she is well placed to try and solve the problems of this year's bunch. It is the absolutely wonderful Carol Vincent.
Thank you.
Carol, we have made up some letters from our nominated housemates who we think could benefit from your wonderful advice. So let's start off. Or you could give them a bollocking like you did in your year, which would be quite nice as well. So let's start off firstly. This is Connor's letter.
Hi, Carol. What the fuck? As you know, my bro Aaron got evicted on Friday, and it's just not been the same in here since. We had loads of fun together. Now there's no one to have fun with in here, all because those backstabbing bastards nominated us. Also, on Friday, I heard the crowd chant, "Get Connor out," which is unbelievable. I don't know what I've done wrong. Now that I'm up for eviction again this week, I know I'm going, so I might as well just walk. Is there anything I can do to save myself? Cheers, Conman.
OK, so that was Connor's letter. What advice would you give to him, Carol?
Well, I reckon he came in and he was a bit sort of sitting back, watching what the other guys were doing, and then tried to make his mark as the alpha male, and succeeded to a degree. But I think where he let himself down was by making comments and doing what he's just said he didn't like from other people, backstabbing bastards. I think he's been a bit of a backstabber. And but the thing is, you know, he's got a bit of Irish charm as Connor, and I think a lot of the Emerald will be cheering him on. And he's lost his mate. You know, he's had the bromance of the series with Aaron, and he's lost his mate. They wanted to have a bit of fun, and it's not fun anymore. So, and they've had the turf wars as well. So he's lost some of his pals with that.
Turf wars has really kind of has had, as we said earlier, a massive impact. So if he survives this week, what should he do to keep himself away from possibly being nominated next week?
I think he needs to get back to the fun Connor. I think he needs to just sit back, take stock, and not get involved in all the silliness with Caroline and all them.
And maybe not be so competitive. Just kind of enjoy it a little bit more. And
maybe get down with Lucas and, you know, do a bit of building himself up. I mean, they haven't had the weather for
it. Is this for your own enjoyment?
It is. Like a bit of a... getting down on it.
OK, anyway, on that note, we need to move you on to calm you down. OK. So let's go on to Siobhan's letter.
Hi, Carol, babe. Siobhan's not too happy living in this house anymore. You know, it was fun to begin with, and I really enjoyed being the mother of the house. But things have changed, and I feel like I'm being in Conair 98. I feel like people are just not being real. They really need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. One person who should keep it cute and keep it mute is Adam. He really upset me. First of all, OK, he asked me to marry him and then called Siobhan fake in the diary room and said that I put it on when I cry. That really made me cry. What can I do to make people realise I'm not fake.com? Big kisses and hugs.
So firstly, with the whole Adam situation, do you think she overreacted?
No, I think to be fair, unless you've been in that house, you don't realise the sort of impact things have, and I think she assumed that kind of caring role very early on, and the only person she wasn't caring for was herself. And I think she also put out that she'd like love and stability, and poor Adam came along and kind of planted it there, didn't he? You know, and it's all, fear factor came in, so she's moved away, and so they've got this thing going. I think they need to find some common ground, the pair of them.
What do you make of her? Because a couple of people have said that they think she's fake. Do you think she is?
No, I think
she seems quite genuine.
I think Siobhan is being Siobhan, and I think her family out there have been rooting for her, and she knows this family out there. She got the nieces.
She just does seem to be this larger-than-life character.
Again, it was turf wars, and it was her birthday, and she thought it started off crap, and so on and so forth. And I think everything's going to... She was also very very quick to want Adam to go into that diary room and answer the questions.
Yeah.
And so she got a comeuppance a bit. You know, he answered real, he answered honest.
She could have picked anybody.
She could have done, yeah, but she did pick Adam, and she kind of changed the opinions of some of the others because they were looking at wanting somebody else in their answering the questions.
Very quickly, do you think she should have picked somebody else?
In hindsight, I think it would have helped her this week.
Yeah.
I think she might not have been up this week with the Green team nominating. I think she might have escaped a bit, and Caroline may have gone up instead.
Carol, thank you. Carol Vincent, everybody.
Thank you.
Now, since leaving the house last Friday, our budget beaver Aaron has done nothing but pine for his beloved Connor. But after following him around for 32 days, how much does Azza actually know about his partner in protein?
He strolled into the house with a flick of his hair and left in a fit of rage. And another flick of his hair. Now it's time for Aaron to face the ultimate challenge that is housemate or best mate. His bromance with Connor made them the Laurel and Hardy of Big Brother. So it's hardly a surprise that he's chosen Connor as his favourite housemate. I'm about to test Aaron on his knowledge of Connor. If he does well, he gets to leave in triumph. If he does badly, he faces the humiliation of a pie in the face. And, just for you, Aaron, we've thrown a few anchovies. If you're ready, then let's begin. What name would Connor use if he was a rapper? Is it A, Mac Daddy, B, MC Connor, or C, the Derry Dribbler?
Mac Daddy.
That's correct. Well done. Has Connor ever met Sid Owen?
Nah.
You're correct. His exact response was, who the fuck is Sid
I
Owen?
was just about to say, who the fuck's Sid Owen? Go on, lad.
Who is the most famous person Connor has ever met? Is it A, Joey Barton, B, David Beckham, or C, myself, James Alexander East Esquire?
I think it's going to be Joey Barton.
You are wrong. It's B, David Beckham.
David Beckham.
Should have spent time listening to him rather than staring into his gorgeous eyes. What is Connor's favourite film? Is it A, Braveheart, B, Gangs of New York, or C, Brokeback Mountain?
I go for A.
You're going for Braveheart? You're correct. He was saving Brokeback Mountain for when you get out.
Oh, Jamie.
You're doing very well. What do you think?
I think it looks good. Smells good, that's for sure.
Fishy custard.
Yes.
Not the first time you'd have had some fishy custard on your face. On a scale of 1 to 10, how does Connor rate his chances of pulling on a night out?
Oh, and I don't even get, like, a multiple choice.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say 10.
Well, you're right, he did choose 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does Connor want to be famous?
I'd go with 10. Oh, he spoke to me about modelling and stuff like that. I'd love to, you know, get into that. I think he'd be good at it. So I'd go with 10. I think he'd love it.
Well, he actually gave himself an 8, so you're wrong. Well, Aaron, how do you think you did?
I think he did pretty good, actually. I think I was very close.
You know, Aaron, you did brilliantly. Well done. But you did throw water on Becky's bed.
Oh, I'm so glad I did.
And you messed with Jamie's wild card. You mess with Jamie. Ashley's knickers after 3 weeks in the sun.
I had to pay in my pocket for a week.
Welcome back to Bit on the Side, riding around on the back of the main show from tonight until finale night. Come on, darling. Go with your bad self. Right, so yesterday, thanks to Connor's loose-lipped rule break, the Green team were awarded control of the diary room and this week's nominations. Here is a recap of who was gunning for who.
Bloody nominations. It takes forever. Can't really do it. Hang on. Can we nominate anybody?
My first nomination. My first nomination is Caroline.
My first nomination
Is Dina.
Dina.
is Connor.
Connor.
That tampon.
I think he doesn't like me, doesn't trust me, he doesn't like my presence in like the kitchen and stuff. In like the kitchen and stuff. In like the kitchen and stuff. In like the kitchen and stuff.
This is all hearsay.
He's quite bitchy.
They're bullshit.
Sod him.
You look like a sled.
My second nomination is, unfortunately,
Adam.
Luke S.
Siobhan.
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 Meanest person in the house,
So aggressive.
She gets offended very quickly.
He was fingering you.
Fucking does my tits in.
You're now free to leave the diary room.
OK, so, if the blue team hadn't have broken the rules, who would we seen up for eviction this week, do you think?
Dina and Becky.
Dina and Becky?
Yeah. Dina and Becky.
Dina and Becky?
We'd like it to be Caroline, though.
Dina and Caroline, I'd hope.
Dina and Caroline. Why Dina and Caroline?
I like Dina, but the other housemates have got the wrong impression of her, whereas Caroline, she needs to go.
OK. And how about the green team? Was anybody surprised by any of their nominations? No? Not one yes? I saw you say more than a yes or a no, so I thought
they've been gunning for them for a long time to get the blue team. They've been wanting to hit them hard.
OK.
And they did this time.
And have they hit them hard?
I think so, yeah.
They've hit them pretty much right where it's going to hurt. Right, so it's Siobhan's first time up, so let's start with her. Some of the younger housemates have found or said that they found her age intimidating. So, Michelle, how did you find living with older housemates?
Our oldest housemate, was Ahmed.
Yeah.
And I didn't get on with him
He was
at all.
about 44. Was he 4? He was in
Gosh,
his...
I don't know.
44.
He was older than
and
me.
apparently you nominated him 3 times.
Only 3 times? Yeah, no, we didn't get on at all, and possibly it was an age thing. You know, possibly it was. Just on completely different wavelengths.
But it's not like there's that big of an age gap between Siobhan and the others. She's only, what, like 28, 29?
I only know she's older because you've told, well, because obviously everybody knows she's older, but, like, literally she doesn't come across like that on screen, like the older person in the house, you know, like what we've had in previous years.
Yeah.
So I don't really get it now.
Yeah, there's not that much of a huge age gap. So, Sophie, in the Geordie Shore house, you are like the mother hen.
Yeah.
Like Siobhan kind of was for a little while in our house. Does that maternal role become a little bit of a burden?
It does, right, because sometimes I love mothering people and I love looking after them and cooking them meals and things, but sometimes when you want to be mothered, it's hard because you play that role so much that it's hard when you want it. And sometimes when I want to go out and I want to party and I want to get wasted, whatever, it's hard. Well, wasted. I want to get mortal, as I would say.
OK.
It's harder because then I've got no one to look after us because everyone else is just on the floor, class.
So do you feel a little bit...
Oh, wait, man, mother hen.
Do you feel a little bit like you give and you don't really get a lot back?
You don't. I know exactly how she feels because I like to be the mother, but then sometimes when I want to be mother, there's nobody bloody there. Gary sometimes.
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Once.
Now, Siobhan said in her profile that she was like Peter Pan, getting older but mentally getting younger. Gaz, do you think that this is the way that she has come across in the house?
She is getting older, but mentally she's getting more immature. She's rapping when she's arguing. Do you know what I mean? Like, who quotes lyrics from songs when they're arguing? Like, I just don't get it, mate.
No,
like,
I don't.
If I was arguing with someone and started quoting, like, Eminem quotes and that, I'd be like, what are you doing? Like,
it's quite entertaining, though.
It's entertainment. Imagine you were arguing with someone and they started quoting, like, songs.
She's dropping, like, lyrical bombs.
I just start laughing and walk away, mate. I'd be like, oh.
OK, right, let's move on to Connor. He is our other potential evictee. Hold on, before everybody gets carried away.
I like Connor.
How does living in a reality house change you, Gaz?
It's for me, it's, again, that thing where you argue with someone in normal life, you can just wake up in the morning, text them and say, sorry about that last night, it's done. You wake up, you've got to go face to face with that person. Something I was never used to. I was like, look, I'm sorry, but face to face, it's hard, and I think...
When you live with them as well.
I think with Connor, from what we're seeing now of him to what we saw in his profile VT when he went into the house, he was kind of like this cheeky chappy, happy-go-lucky.
There's no one in there, like...
Bit of a
like
laugh and joke, but he just seems so serious and competitive now.
He's lost, do you know what I mean? He's going in there, thought, right, it's going to be lads, it's going to be girls, it's going to be like banter with the lads, and he's just getting on. There's no one else like that in there. Do you know what I mean? So
he also said that he walked around naked quite a lot.
Like Luke S.
And we haven't seen any naked, have we? No naked.
Exactly, but if it was like young girls having fun and young lads, he would go for it. There's no one in there like him. Like,
there's no one for him to act the way.
My Luke will be like the closest to him, but like Luke's quite plain, do you know what I mean? So he hasn't got like that laddish banter going on. There's no one in there for him to like connect with, so he's just left by himself.